Welcome everybody to iSpring webinar series, where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. My name is Paulina. I am the community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's webinar, where we will be talking about how to build a course with iSpring Suite Max in just 30 minutes. And to cover this topic for you, I have invited my colleague, Customer Success Manager Pauline Igoshina. Hi, Pauline. How are you doing today?
Hi, Paulina. Thank you for inviting me to cover this great topic, and I hope our attendees will enjoy it today.
I hope so too.
Awesome. So, hi, everyone. My name is Pauline, and thank you for joining us today. By the end of this webinar, you will have a better idea of our new iSpring Suite Max tool, and you will learn how to work with it. This webinar will be helpful both to those who are just starting this iSpring Suite Max and to those who are trying to decide if iSpring will work for them. If you had a trial with us and still have some questions left, we will try to cover them during this session. If you already have iSpring Suite Max but haven't used it for any projects yet, we will show you how to easily get started. And here at iSpring Solution, we develop digital learning software for your mission-critical projects. We have an authoring tool and an LMS. They work perfectly together as a complete solution to quickly launch e-learning in your organization. Let's start with iSpring Suite Max. The iSpring Suite Max authoring tool is mostly known for having zero learning curve. Since it's based in PowerPoint, it is very easy to use, because if you know how to use PowerPoint, you will know how to use iSpring. It has a lot of great features for building quizzes, interactions, and dialogue simulations. And with iSpring Suite Max, you will be working in a familiar environment and will be able to turn your presentations into e-learning courses in just a few clicks. Another highlight of iSpring Suite Max is that now you can collaborate with your team on your projects. The second solution is our LMS, iSpring Learn. With iSpring Learn, you can launch your digital training portal in just one day, streamline onboarding, promote employee growth, and orchestrate learning across all departments. But today we are going to focus on building a course in iSpring Suite Max. So let me go over the agenda of today's webinar. Today, I want to start with you from scratch to show you how quickly you can create an engaging course with video, interaction, and a small quiz in iSpring Suite Max. Then I will show you how to upload your course to iSpring Space and create a supplement microcourse with iSpring Page. And of course, demonstrate how to share your course with your team. Great. I'm excited to switch to practice and create a course together with you. We will be working on a course on a vital topic, fire safety. Now, before we move on to practice, I want to show you the course that was built in iSpring Suite Max to show you how it looks. I have pre-uploaded the course to iSpring Learn LMS, and we will take a look at it from the user perspective. Now, let me close my presentation. And let me switch to my iSpring Learn LMS portal. Okay, now, let's imagine I'm a new employee, and as a part of my onboarding program, I have to take a training on fire safety in our office. And to do that, I received a link for this course. So now I can just click on it and see that the course was assigned to me. Now, our course consists of the learning module and the page. So I will start with the learning module, and to open it up, I can just click on the link right here. You can see the interactive player that can be used to navigate through the course. So you can use buttons at the bottom of a player or use the outline on the right side. You can also turn your course into a full screen mode to see it better. I will just go back to the standard one. Now, just to see what we have in our course. We have the YouTube video embedded right into my course page. As you can see, it's fully interactive, fully playable. Now, I have also these slides. These the information on the steps that you have to take during the fire emergency. And I have an interaction that shows different types of the fire extinguishers. And lastly, I have a quiz. So I'm not going to take it right now because I'm going to build it later on, but you can see that the quiz is fully interactive and fully playable here. Now, let me close this course. And here I also have a web article or page. So it's a micro course that can help me to understand the topic better. As you can see, we have our course on the fire safety, and I can click through the menu on the site or just on the chapters here. And they have a small self-check at the end. Okay, I have looked through my course, and if you're interested to learn more about the iSpring Learn LMS, where we have shown this course to you, we have a dedicated webinar. Let us know in the chat box if you'd like to see it, and we will share a link with you. Now, let's build this course, this iSpring Suite Max. So I will minimize this window and go back to my PowerPoint app. And I will create a new presentation. To do that, click on File and select New Blank Presentation. Now, I will need to switch to the iSpring Suite tab to start working on my course. And now with the new iSpring Suite Max, you can easily log in to your account from your work computer or your home computer. I'm already logged in into my account, so I can start working on it immediately. And this will give you an opportunity to work with all the services provided in iSpring Suite Max. Actually, let me log in back. So to log in this iSpring space, you click on the login, and then the new window will prompt for you to fill in your information. So we have our global team iSpring space, and I will click on sign in. Now it will tell me to go back to my PowerPoint app. So I'm going to do just that. And now you can see that I'm logged in into my account, and I will have access to all the services, including the content library and iSpring Space. Now, let's get down to the actual course creation. And to make my course more engaging, I will start with adding templates, characters, and their surroundings. Luckily, I don't have to search for all of this online or bother a designer, because I can find all of these in the content library, which is a part of iSpring Suite. So let's start with templates. I will click on Slide Templates right here. And then you open the slide templates, you can see different ready-made slides for different parts of a course, such as company products, videos, quotes, timelines, and so on. But for my course, I will choose the course title for my first slide. So I will select it and click on Insert. Now I will delete this empty slide here. And for my slide, I want to change a background picture, of course. And to do that, I will do a right click and click on Change Picture. To save time, I already created a resource folder with all the pictures and a text file. So all I have to do now is to browse my computer to find the image that would work for the background. I'm sorry, let me do it one more time. Just change picture. Okay, now I can browse my resource folder. One moment. And I have in my materials that background picture. So let's just click on Insert. Okay, that looks great. Now I will copy and paste my course title and a brief description. Okay, awesome. Now something doesn't look quite right. I think this blue object here is not the right color for my topic, so I will click on formatting right there and select a red color. I think that looks much better now, and I'm ready for my next slide. And to add a new slide, I will go back to the home page or insert page of the PowerPoint and create a new blank slide. Now, in my course, I will be creating a step-by-step plan on what to do in case of a fire emergency. And to introduce my learner to the topic, I want to share an instructional video. And I will start by adding a background to the slide. I'll simply go back to the iSpring Suite 10 content library, but this time I will choose backgrounds. And since we're talking about fire situations in the office space, I will select offices here. And let's have a look at what they have available. I think the call center image right here would work best. So I will click on Insert to add it to my slide. Okay, to make it less bright and more and easier to comprehend, I want to create an overlay layer. And to do that, I'll go back to the Insert tab of PowerPoint, select Shapes, and choose this one. Now let's create an overlay shape over our slide. And I will want to make it white, so I can change the shape fill to white color. And now in the shape formatting, I also want to change transparency. And to do that, I will click on Format Shape right here, go to the Fill-in options, and set transparency at 32%. Okay, that looks almost perfect. And the last thing I want to do is to get rid of the shape outline. So just change it to white. Okay, looks much better now. Next, I want to add the video itself. And there are different ways to add a video to your course in iSpring Suite. You can create a new video using the narration feature right here. You can insert video file from your computer. You can also create a screen recording or add a YouTube video. You can also insert video from the web object feature right here. But in my case, a YouTube video would work best. On the iSpring Suite ribbon, I will just click on the YouTube button. And here I can copy and paste the link to the video that I'm going to use and click on OK to add it to my slide. Okay, perfect. Now I will just move our video to the side because if you remember our course from the beginning, we had a character next to the video. So let's just resize it a little bit and place it right next here. Okay, looks great. Now let's make our course even more interactive. And to do that, I will add our character. And to find the best characters, I'm going to go to the content library and this time select characters. In the iSpring content library, we have a diverse selection of characters that represent different ethnicities, occupations, actions, and even emotions. And they constantly update our library and always happy to hear your suggestions. But for my course, I obviously need a firefighter. And to find him, I can select an industrial filter in my clothing. So we have Vincent right here. And you can also sort for the poses. So in my case, I want him to be pointing at an object, or in our case, the video itself. And we have this recent picture here that looks just great. So I'm going to click on Insert to add him to my slide. Now we need to crop this image and resize it a little bit. So I'm just going to right click on the Vincent and then crop the image like this. Now I'll just move him to the side and resize. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, I think that looks just great. Now I want to add a word bubble. And to do that, I will go back to the Insert tab of PowerPoint, select Shapes, and this time I will choose a callout. Now let's create a callout next to Vincent and move it word bubble tip toward him. And I also want to make the style a bit more simple, easier to understand. So I'm just going to click on the styles menu, and I think this one would work best. So let's select it here, and I can copy and paste my video description right there. Perfect. This slide is ready. Now, after our learner watched a video, I want them to better memorize the steps. So I will create individual slides for each of the steps that were covered in this video. And let's start with step 1. The person have to analyze the situation in case of emergency. And I will start by adding a new slide of PowerPoint. So I'm going back to the Insert tab, select New Slide, and choose Blank again. Now, I want to use one of the slide templates for this to save time. So I'm going back to our slide templates menu, and I will use the same set of templates, but this time I want to use the company mission because it would work great for my course. So I will click on Insert, and here I want to change the background image. And to do that, I will move my overlay layer and delete the standard one. So let me delete this picture. Now I can just go to the content library backgrounds and select the same office picture that they used for our second slide. So I'm going to the call center and choose this one. Now I will click on Insert to add it to my presentation, and I will send it to back to make sure that all of my text and messages will be visible. So to do that, I'm going to do a right click and choose Send to back. Now I can move our overlay layer back here and copy and paste my step title and the description. So we have our step 1, analyze the situation, and our text here. And I also need to change this text to bullet points. So I'm going to the Home tab of PowerPoint and select bullet points here. Okay, it looks almost perfect, but I think this quote sign doesn't look as good for the topic. So I'm going to delete it. And instead, I'm going to the content library. I'm going to go back to the content library and select a different symbol. So let me go back to the iSpring Suite tab and select icons. And in the content library, we have a diverse selection of icons you can use. So I already pre-made some of the topics that I'm going to cover here. So for my first slide, I need to use a thought process icon. So this one looks just great. I will click on Insert to add it to my slide. Great. Now let's move it next to our text here. And I also want to change a style of this icon. To do that, I'm going to click on Format right here, and let's select this red one. Okay, looks great. Now, to save time, I'm going to copy and paste this slide number 3 4 times for my 4 steps. So let me do that. So we have step 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, all I have to do is change the text in my slide. So we have our step 2 right here, call 911, and let's add a different description. Okay, let's once again change it to bullet points. And okay, now I will also change our icon. So we'll go back to the iSpring Suite tab. And this time I want to use a phone image. So let's select phone, and I think this one would look great. So I will click on Insert and add it to my slide. So let's move it back here. and once again format our shape style. Okay, let's repeat the same for the step 3, 4, and 5. So we have step number 3, our text right here, and let's change the sign again. So we have fire extinguisher sign, very fitting for the topic. Let's click on insert and move it back here and change the format. Okay, so step number 4 is to leave the building. And let's copy and paste our text and change the sign again. So for this one, we have a running person right here. So I'll click on insert. Let's move him next to the text. And as you probably guessed, we're going to change the style of this icon. And finally, our last step is to do a head count. So let's change it here. Copy and paste our text and add a different icon. So for the last one, we will have a megaphone. Okay, almost ready. Now let's change the format to red one. Okay, our steps are ready. Now, another key component of fire safety training is learning what types of firefighting appliances are there and how you should use them. And to help my learners with that, I will add an interaction with various types of fire extinguishers. And to save time, I will duplicate the last slide one more time. And this time I'm going to add a different title for this slide. And instead of the description, we will have introduction for our interaction. So let's copy and paste it here. And let's get rid of this icon on the side. Now, I also want to add a character to this slide. So let me move aside our text box. Sorry, together with the text, of course. So let's do something like this. And let's move our text here. And to add a character, I'm going back to the iSpring Suite 10 tab and select characters. And we already have our Vincent in recent characters, so I'm going to select him. And this time I want him to be holding an object, so the fire extinguisher, and I think, let's see which one would work better in our case. So I think this one looks just great, so I will click on insert to add him to my slide. Now let's once again crop this image and resize him a little bit to fit our slide better. Okay, I think this one looks just great. Now I'm ready to add my interaction. I will start by adding a new PowerPoint slide for my interaction. So I'm going back to the Insert tab of a PowerPoint and create a new blank slide. Now I'm going to switch back to the iSpring Suite 10 tab and select Interaction. And let's not forget to save our presentation, of course. Now here I can create a new interaction. And as you can see, iSpring Suite has 12 types of interactions for use in a huge variety of training situations. With these interactive templates, you can present your training content and of course, engage your learners. For example, interactions can help you to present your company history, product development stages, transaction cycles, and so on. But for my course, I'm going to choose steps. So I will select it and click on Create Interaction. And here you can start by adding introduction and summary slides. But in my case, I'm going straight to the steps and I would need 3 steps for my interaction. Now I'm going to use my resource folder again and copy and paste my step title, which in my case will be powder fire extinguisher, and add my description here. Now, the next thing I need to do is to add an image to emphasize a point. And to do that, I'm going to click on the Insert tab and choose Picture. So I have some images in my resource folder. So let me find it for you. One moment. So we have Interaction 1 here. Click on Open. And we also need to change the position of the image on the slide. To do that, I'm going to click on the menu right here and select Text Wrapping. Now, all I have left to do is to move it at the top of my page. That looks perfect. Now I'm going to repeat the same steps for my steps number 2 and 3. So let me add another title right here, add my description, and insert an image. So I'm going back to the Insert, select Picture, and have Interaction 2. Let's once again change the text wrapping. Okay, now for the last one, we'll repeat the same steps. So add my title, copy and paste my description, and insert an image. Okay, let's move it to the side and at the top. Okay, perfect. Our interaction is almost ready. And before you publish your interaction or add it to your course, you can easily preview it to see how it will look on different devices. So I'll click on Preview right now. Here you can click through the buttons on the interaction itself or use the player buttons at the bottom. You can also see how the course would look on different devices, such as tablets and also phones. And it's great because you can actually fix any mistakes or any issues before publishing the course to your LMS or to your platform. In my case, I actually want to change something because I think the blue color doesn't suit my topic. So I'm going to close this preview and click on colors right here. And let's change our buttons and the navigation buttons to red color. So I'm going to click here and select red in this menu and for the player buttons at the bottom. So let's have a bright red color for this one and a light pink color for the hovering. Okay, that looks perfect. Now I will apply the changes and click on Save and Return to add my interaction to the course. Okay, I think our course is almost ready. Now I want to add a quiz to check my learner's knowledge. And I will start by adding a new PowerPoint slide. So I'm going to back to the Insert tab of PowerPoint and select New Slide. Now I'm going to switch back to the iSpring Suite 10 tab and click on the quiz here. And this iSpring Quiz Maker, you can easily create beautiful assessments, set up custom scoring for quizzes, and evaluate learners' progress online. And you can choose between the graded quiz and survey-style questions. And for my case, I'm going to choose graded quiz. And first of all, I want to show you the questions tab. So I'm going to click right here. And you can see 14 different types of questions for different kinds of training, multiple choice, true or false, hotspot, and of course my favorite, the drag and drop question. It gives you almost unlimited possibilities to create effective and pleasant looking assessments. And it's super easy. And in the iSpring Quiz Maker, you can switch between 2 editing modes. You can use the form view for quickly entering question and answer text. and the slide view for changing the appearance of your slide. And if you'd like to learn more about iSpring Quizmaker, you're welcome to watch one of our webinars, how to work in iSpring Quizmaker, and we can also share the links with you in the chat box. So let us know if you'd like to learn more. For my first question, I'm going to choose the sequence question. So I'm going to switch back to the form view right here and choose question. Now let's select a sequence. And here I'm going to go back to my resource folder and copy and paste my question text. So have our question set up. And let's add our answer options. So it will be our steps. And in the sequence question, the user will have to place them in the correct order. So when you're creating a question like that, you have to do it in the form view right here. So I have all of them in the correct sequence. Now I'm going to switch to the slide view to change the appearance of my slide. And I will start by adding a background. So to do that, I'm going to the Insert tab of my Quizmaker and select Backgrounds. And we are working this office situation again, so I'm going to choose the office. This time I will use a meeting room picture. So let's see, I think this one would work best. So I will click on Insert to add it to my quiz slide. Now, I also want to create an overlay layer for it. And to do that, in the Insert tab, I'm going to click on Shape and select Rectangle 1. Now, let's create a shape right over our slide. And once again, I can use the same formatting tools. So let's switch to the menu right here. Actually, let me do the shape fill. Let's do the white color. And also get rid of the shape outline. And we can also change the transparency by doing the right click and selecting format shape. So let's do 32% again. Now let's just send our shape to back, send it backward actually a couple of times to make sure that our text and images will stand out. Okay, now I also want to create a shape for this text to make it more visible. So I'm going to select one of the shapes here. I think the first one would work best. And another thing I want to do is to resize my answers. So I'm just going to move it to the side here. Okay, I think our first slide is ready. So I'm going to move to the next question. And the next question will be a hotspot one. And to add my question, I'm going back to the Insert tab, select question, and then a hotspot. So for this one, I would need to start with a form view because here you can actually upload your picture for the hotspot. So I'm going to click on the From file right here and select our quiz question 2 image. So let's add it here. Now I can add the actual hotspot and copy and paste my question text. So for my question, I have to identify the safety rules violations. And in my case here, it's the boxes that stay right in front of the emergency accent. So I'm going to choose the hotspot shape, the oval one, and then draw this shape over the boxes right here. Okay, now I can switch to the slide view to ensure that my slide looks great. And actually, I want to change the size of my image to make it fill the whole question slide. So I'm just going to resize it to fit our slide better. Okay, almost ready. Now let's send the background picture to back. And let's change the color of our question. So I'm going to the format again and choose this first shape. Let's also resize it and move it to center. Okay, perfect. Our second question is ready. Now, the last one will be a drag and drop question. And this question type, your creative possibilities are almost unlimited. Still in the slide view, I'm going back to the Insert tab and select Question, and this time choose Drag and Drop. Now, for this drag and drop question, I would need another office background. So I'm in the Insert tab, I'm going to choose Backgrounds and select Offices. I actually think our call center image would work best here, so I'm going to switch, find it right here, and click on Insert. Now, let's also change our question text right here. So let me copy and paste it from our resource folder. And let's change the format as well. Okay, I think this would work best. And now to the most interesting part, I will be adding objects for this drag and drop question. And to do that, I'm going to the Insert tab and select Picture. Now we have our fire itself, the fire extinguisher, and flowers. So let's select all of them and click on Open. They're a little bit big, so I'm going to change the size to place this object on my background. So we have a flower vase on the table right here, then the fire itself on the computer over here, and the fire extinguisher next to the computer. For the drag and drop question, you can also customize the drag and drop options. In my case, I will leave the drag items and snap in type as it is, so the user can drag the objects all around the screen. And I will switch to the form view. Here in the form view, I will select our fire extinguisher and the flowers as drag items, and then the fire as a correct match. Now, to the most interesting part, the preview. I'm going to preview this whole quiz. So let me select preview right there. And let's test our questions. And let's see if we remember the answers correctly. So the first one, you'll have to analyze, call 911, then get out of a room and initiate a head count. So let's click submit. Perfect. Next, let's identify our fire safety rules violations. Okay, still doing great. And then the last one, as you can see, I can try to drag the vase or fire extinguisher over fire. So in my case, the fire extinguisher is the correct answer, so I will leave it here and click on submit. Perfect, our quiz is ready. And now I will just click on save and return to add the quiz to my course. And of course, there is much more you can do using the iSpring Suite Max. Please let us know in the chat box which features you want to learn more about, and we will be happy to share more information with you. And I think we've done a great job in just 30 minutes, and we're ready to publish the course. And you can find a publish button on the iSpring Suite ribbon right here. Let me click on it. And as you can see, there are several publishing options available for you. You can just save, convert your course and save it on your computer. You can publish your course directly to iSpring Learn LMS like I did to show it to you in the beginning of the webinar. You can also create a SCORM package that are compatible with many LMSs, or even publish your course to YouTube. But in my case, I'm going to publish a course to my iSpring Space account to be able to share it with my colleagues. So I will click on Publish, and my course is already uploaded to iSpring Space. So I'm just going to click on Manage Content to open it up in my account. So let's open our iSpring Space account. And because it's the first time I'm logging in here, I will see a small introduction that will tell me what to do in this account. In my case, I can see the list of all the materials uploaded to this iSpring Space account, And I can also open up the course that we've just created. So actually, let's do that. I'm going to click on the link right here. So now I can preview the course, see how it will look, and let's see if everything is working smoothly. So our YouTube video is fully playable. We have our 5 steps, then the introduction, then the interaction right here, and we have our quiz at the end. So that looks great. Now I can actually share this course with my colleagues. And to do that, I will click on share right here. Don't forget to make the link public to make sure that your colleagues could see that. And the last thing that I need to do is to copy this link. And now I can send it via email to my colleagues, even those who are not registered to the account yet. And actually, I want to share this course with you guys. So I'm going to send the link to that in the chat. So one moment. So you can actually preview the course together with me. Okay, I think the course is shared now. Now, the course is ready, but what's next? If you remember the agenda of today's webinar, we were planning to build a micro course as well to help our learner memorize the topic better. So let's do that. I will go back to my iSpring Space account, and to open an article editor, I will click on Create and select Page here. Now in the online article, I can start by adding my article title. So I also have a resource folder for that with the ready text. So we have our extras for the course. Let's add a short description and also add a cover image. And to do that, I'll just click on the button right here. And I will go back to my resource folder. And this time we have an introduction image. So let's click open. Now I can also change the contrast of my image to make sure that the text stands out. And to do that, I can click on preferences. But actually in my case, it looks just great. So I'm going to start adding my chapters. And I'm going to need 4 of them, 3 for my topics, and the last one will be for the self-check. Now I will start with my first chapter. So the first chapter is the reasons of fire. Now I will copy and paste my chapter text. And in the iSpring page, or you can easily format your text in the article to ensure it looks best. So I can just select a part of a text that I want to change, and this menu will pop up. So you can change the format and style of your text, or create bullet list or ordered list. And I actually need a list like that. So I'm going to select all of these options right here and create a bullet list out of them. Let's also create a separate paragraph here. Okay, now I also want to add an image. And to do that, I'm just going to click enter, and the plus sign will appear right here. So there you can choose if you want to add a list, image, video, embed a code or a link to a different resource, add a statement, a quote, or add a self-check exercise. In my case, I'm going to choose image and select this one from the resource folder. So now let's align it, this text. Okay, perfect. Our first chapter is ready. So now we have a chapter 2. This one will be how to protect yourself from smoke. And let's copy and paste our text here. As you can see, I have my highlighted phrase as in bold, but you can also change it to heading or something else. I will just leave it as it is. Now for my third chapter, I'm going to just repeat the same steps. So let's copy and paste our title, the text, and I also want to add an image. So I'm going to click on enter, plus sign, and select an image from my resource folder. And let's make it bigger as well. Okay, our page is almost ready. Now I'm going to add a self-check. So let's copy our title and choose exercise here. And we have 3 questions. So for the question 1, we will ask the user to name the most common reasons of fire in the office. And I will have 4 options here. So let's copy and paste our answer text. And the last one, all of the above, which is our correct answer. So let's select it. Now I will add another multiple choice question. So the second one, I actually going to use this question to create a true or false question. So I'm going to add my statement here and then add 2 options, true or false. And the true is the correct option. So I'm going to delete this third answer choice and move to the last one. In my case, it will be a type in question. So I'm going to add my statement right here and add a possible answer. So evacuation plan is a correct answer. And now our self-check is done. So let me click on done to add it to my page. And right now you can create self-checks, but with the next update that's gonna happen super soon, there will be an option to create graded questions, and you'll be able to track the results in your LMS. Now, after we added the information to the article, it's time to make sure that the design of the article fits the topic and set up the navigation. And to do that, I'll click on Settings. I'll choose red color, which looks better for the topic. And in the navigation, I will create restricted navigation for this module. So now I will just click on Save and Close. And last thing I have to do is to preview my page. And I can also share it with my team. So I'm going to do the same here, click on Share, enable public sharing, and copy the link. So I'm going to share it with you in a chat right now, so you can have a look at this course. Okay, awesome. Last thing that I wanted to say that the pages can be also exported and uploaded to your LMS platform. And to do that, you can click on the export right here and choose the format that would work best with your LMS. Okay, we are done. This is our course. We learn how you can share and upload the files. And by the end of this year, we are planning to release additional features that will make the collaboration process complete. You will be able to leave comments for your courses and download the project files. Okay, guys, we did a great job today. We created a course using iSpring Suite Max with a video, interaction, and a short test. We also uploaded the course into iSpring Space and created a supplement micro course with iSpring Page. Lastly, we learned how you can share your courses with your team and learners. Plus, this is just one of many examples of what you can achieve with iSpring, and hopefully now you'll be able to kickstart your online training with our solution. And do you still have any questions left? Leave them in a chat box and we will cover them during the Q&A that will start right now.
Pauline, I think I have one question for you for the moment. Could you show us how to break the course in micro topics by having a table of content also?
Yeah, sure. I will be happy to do that. So then you create a course. This is the iSpring Suite. You've seen that they had like an outline on our course, and it can be customized in your course player. And to do that, here I have a player option in the iSpring Suite 10. And there you can customize how the player would look like. So here we have an outline that can help you to separate your course into topics. And if you have clear headlines, the user will be able to navigate through it easily. And to customize the look of this player, you can just, let's say, get rid of the notes and the presenter video as well to make sure that the user can easily search through this menu on the site. And another thing that you can do in the slide properties, you can name your slides to make sure that the learner know where they are going.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And next question. Can you restrict users in the iSpring suite to only move on to the next slide after a certain time or action?
Thank you so much for your question. It's definitely possible. And it's actually, this feature is located in the same menu. So in the player menu, we have playback and navigation features. And here you can restrict a navigation of your user. So if you select a free navigation, then the user will be able to view all the slides in any order. If you create a limited navigation, they will be able to see the current slide and all that they visited previously. And with the forward-only navigation, the user will have to go through the slides one by one.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Thank you. And how many authors can enter the iSpring space?
So that's a question regarding your license type. So you can have a one user license, in which case only one user will be able to enter the iSprint space and create content using the iSprint suite and iSprint page tools. But we also have different user licenses. So we have like a free seat license, 5-seat license, and the best way to get a perfect tool for your team. It's to contact us and we can find the right package. So if you want just to share the content with the learner like I did with you today, they don't have to have an account of iSprint Suite. But if you want them to be able to edit and create content, then they would need to have an actual account in iSprint Space.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. And Emily has a question. I have been using the trial and shared the course via email. Is it possible just to share a link for learners?
So, Emily, it depends on which kind of tool and platform you use. You can definitely send a course like I did to you, like using the iSprint Space account. But if you, for example, post your courses on a website, or if you use the LMS platform, it makes the process easier. So I think I can send you the email later on, because I know we've been working with you and explain the options.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Oh, another great question. Can the user use their license at any computer or only on one computer?
Yeah, that's definitely a great question. Thank you so much, Robin. So for with the new iSprint Suite update in iSprint Suite Max, the user will be able to activate their license on their work computer and home computer. So all you have to do is use your login details, as I did at the beginning of this webinar, and download and install the actual iSprint Suite app. So you can work on two machines easily.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, so let's wrap up our webinar session at this point. Thanks to you, um, everyone who stayed with us till this very point. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day. And I would like to thank you, Pauline, for doing this wonderful overview of iSpring Suite Max and its capabilities.
Thank you, Paulina. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye bye, guys. See you at the next webinar.